Oh, 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 oh. Woo! Welcome back to a not planned for low energy videos. Case in point, the chat would be over my face if I were to leave it there when I had all that space to work with. Yay! How you doing? Doing good? I'm fantastic, because I've been waiting for this all day. We got ourselves a hell of a show. At least that's the plan. Some shimmering necklace. Yeah, I got a bunch of sequins and just wrapped it around. Actually, I just sprinkled some tinfoil. This thing is actually, in some respects, too good. It is so sensitive, it will pick up on anything. I gotta remember just to wear pure straight colors. It does not like my collar one bit. But anyway, your boy is here on a Wednesday near the tail end of May 2023 with a new game plan. And I don't just mean all the video games you guys have been buying me as of late. Thank you so much for all the final and indeed the fantasies. Check out the Discord down below for our list for the week about all those ones we'll be playing on Twitch. I've been grinding. Yesterday, Monday I grinded all the games. Then I grinded a bit of 15 yesterday. So next time we see him, I'll be a little chunkier. Now, why am I here? Oh yeah, no, you could adjust it to really good degrees. It's not on my computer end, it's on my lighting end. I can make it almost completely perfect if I don't press myself up against the wall. Press myself up against the wall because I don't trust this chair. I'll take the sparkles. I can fiddle around with it on stream if you guys really are sticklers for perfection, but like this is low energy. Take what you get. I just basically need better lighting in this room. It's all borderline natural lighting. Now, as some of you may know, earlier this year we had ourselves our first fan meetup. Raisin it. Unless I was so fucking drunk I hallucinated, I do believe you were there. Went to New York and went to Philly. You should know, because I wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. Now, there is another streamer, much smaller, more obscure, I hear not the greatest, by the name of Shabuski. And this Shabulbiski has gotten it into his head to brutally steal my idea. First and only person ever to have a fan meetup. He is doing it in October in Vegas. This month I got hit by a hell, and I mean a hell of a bill. I don't mean Bill Portly either. I mean money, no, plans, agreements, hopes, dreams. Impulse buying, no. So, I could not at all hope to raise the money. Go and see him in Vegas this October. Which is a shame, because a lot of cool people are going. If you can afford it, it's off season and the hotel rooms are going dirt cheap. As are the flights. And that got me thinking, why don't I go Midwest or even full Pacific Ocean? Now, unlike the East, my experience in America stops outside of a mall in Omaha, Nebraska. I've never gone any further west. I've had plans, even have friends and contacts. But what I don't have is personal experience. So I kind of just dismissed it. You know, I get to the West Coast, I get a cup of water, and it's like $12. But it doesn't have to be. Because if we shop around, this shit might pay off, literally and figuratively, for a meetup in 2024 out in the Midwest or out far west. There's a few things I have to do. Number one, I actually have to go and make sure that if I have a fan meetup, people will show up. For example, Elf King thinks there's a pretty good chance they can get down to Vegas if I want to go to Vegas. Other people are nearby Vegas. Shabisky's in Vegas. Go and see him. But would other people make other claims? Chicago might be better for some people. Kansas City, Texas. BBB topping up the pint glass by $5. Thank you so much. Yay! Thank you. BBB, I very much appreciate that. As you well know, every single bit of money goes towards my Final Fantasy collection. With that, by the way, I had 8 aside since the last purchase, which was 5. That's another 5, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Possibly could buy another one? What do you say, guys? Should I buy another Pixel game? In which case, which Pixel game? Or or should I try to save up for a game that I really would love to get? Final Fantasy 12. There's another question. Thank you again so much for that $5. Let me have a drink and let me do a shot, because I might as well. I was going to say this later. I didn't expect to get a dono this early. Shots for donos. Let me finish my spiel. So, a few basics. How many people can turn up? Where's the best value for money? And what the fuck are we gonna do there? How long are we gonna go there for? Like, low energy meetup in Anchorage, you know? Like, it's doable, I guess, but cool. I get to look around and go, this is not like in Fallout 3. This isn't like in Fallout 3 either. So, yeah, there's Vegas. Some of the ideas on top of my head. There's Vegas, there's Denver, there's Seattle, there's Portland, and there's LA, right? Those are ones on top of my head. Other people might have other ideas. How much is it to get down there, over there? And of course, it doesn't have to be just that far. We could have an LEV meetup in Yarlands. Yarlands. Yeah, that's because they love to hear that, don't they? Yarlands. Alright, so that's just spiel. Any donation will be going towards the Final Fantasy collection. Oh, okay, this collar's gonna drive me crazy. I'll switch out the clothes once everything's all sorted out. LED green screen. Smaller version of me. Yay! By the way, the video behind me is I believe, 11-hour long panoramic across America. I thought it would be fitting. I would try Vegas. Whatever you do, it'd be cool to spend some time, real time, and not just one day. Amen. Sparkle raisins are going off a killer queef. Some share, Jerry. Seattle will be fun. It would. I think Ben or Billy might want to meet up. Portland. I know someone in Portland I haven't seen in years. You do too. Well, if you a very old guest we had on, Lush Gaming. Very old friend of mine. They're recently married and went out there. We could go to Florida. It's not really the West, but right. First things first, shots for donos. I owe someone an Andivar. Then, I'll have some beer, and then I will get up and change this shirt out so it's not so sparkly. I've only got 4 cans with me, but I haven't slept that much. I only got about 3 hours sleep. I woke up pretty good, and I just had a bunch of bacon wraps and some garlic feta pita bread thing, and a var. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go and switch out my shirt. And I do believe B. Let's hope this one's a little better. It's my bear shirt. Because I like bear hugs. Yeah, that's a little better, kind of. Of course, just leave you. Still kind of all up in the air and casting the energy. Hope you're all doing great. Fantastic. Yeah, it likes me better when I'm actually back. So there. As you see up there, there's our stream goal. So I'll bring up in a second now, I'll bring up the uh list of like potential cities. Where would you guys like to go? Like, first of all, how many people here right now would be able to go? I'm thinking October. October gives me well over a year to put a little bit of money aside, book off the hotel rooms when they're nice and cheap. Wouldn't be a long time. 4, 5 days tops. The flight will be the most expensive thing outside of the spending money, which can be as much or as little as I want. Also, ideally, because I get a little bit of extra cash from the horrible socialist utopia that I live in, doing it on a Wednesday would be probably ideal. Like, Vegas seems like a good idea because Shabby's there and a few other people are going out to see Shabby. So in theory, a few other people can come out to see your boy and all other people, plus Elf King's on board. But Denver, be more chill, you know? We could go up to Casper, Wyoming, raid Cobes' house. What do you guys want? Hey, Cobes, we're big fans. Oh, great. Are any of you sickos? Well, he is, but he's trying his best. They're just glaring at me like, a long weekend in October could work. Sure, because anyone who's coming out has to count that into their timetable and their finances too. Obviously, no one has to come out the whole 4 days. If I were to land on, say, Friday, and then say come back Monday, that would be kind of stupid because Important. Um, the hotel, because hotels usually skyrocket over the weekend, off season or otherwise. That's 3 weeks in Casper back in 2008. Ooh, my condolences. I'm sure the mountains in the background were pretty, assuming they had mountains. It is Wyoming, so. Um, yeah. And of course, if we go to Vegas, for example, there'd be lots to do in Vegas, but lots of opportunity for us to piss away our money in one night. And if you don't think I can't do some bullshit things like that, you just remember how low energy almost fucking froze to death out in the cold streets of New York. I can be done with my cash. Um, so a few basics. What I'd be looking for is actually first and foremost how cheap the flight is. I've noticed accommodation in the States is number two. How um how far we are from say any major landmarks, cool nightlife. Well, I've seen Casper. It looks like the birthplace of meth. You know, it looks like a place where the concept of white trash spewed itself from the frigid ground, like a zombie coming up from its grave. Oh, also, we're just gonna watch stuff at some point as well. That actually reminds me. Let me boot up uh this and see what we can have. Dublin. Let's start with Dublin to Vegas, right? I literally just typed Dublin to Vegas. Good old Vegas, Las Vegas. Well, we could go to Reno and stand on a heroin needle, get into the fight with a bunch of cartel people. We go to Des Moines, go to Zombie Burger. That's all I remember of Des Moines. um, go down to Oklahoma City. Here that has like a really nice nightlife scene. Texas, we go to Texas and maybe see Egghead. And we could all drive up together to see Jared. Ah, I am eating America's beautiful landscape. Wow. Donate. Media file. Oh dear. We can't be doing that. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Just resizing the window screen so you guys can actually see what we're looking at. Obviously, the flights for October 2024 aren't going to be up yet, but we can get a good vibe. And I'm not against the idea of going back to the East Coast either. But I don't want to go to New York again. As much as I love New York, my favorite spot in all of America, there are other parts of the East Coast. I've never been to Boston. I've never been to Washington. Gene might have himself a little squee of joy if he's capable of such humanoid emotion. But I've never been to Baltimore. Um, I've never been up to like Maine, Bangor, Maine. I've never been. No, no, I was gonna say I haven't been to the deep south. I've been to Atlanta. Uh, go someplace with obscure landmarks like the city of the biggest ball of yarn, largest set of a. I know one thing. You never go and try to find the world's largest thermometer, because those fuckers will lie through their teeth. Because at one point in 1972 they had the world's largest thermometer, and then they have the second world's largest thermometer, and then so on and so forth. You know. Boston is cool as fuck. It is very pro-Irish. I would probably get many free drinks. The problem with Boston is that it is expensive as fuck. It is slightly rarefied and gentrified. You wouldn't think it, considering Bostonians got a reputation for a sort of working class. Fuck you say to me? But yeah, that could be cool, especially after watching Codwell's video on it. But the East Coast seems almost like get out of jail, like not get out of jail. Like a given. Kind of weird that Baltimore is expensive, just how shit the city looks. Anyway, so window capture on. Let's turn off this media file and pray to the gods. Oh, good. Great. Still getting the hang of the green screen. We're gonna fuck around with the green screen too. So here is Dublin to Vegas. It's pretty straightforward. I will type in say the time we're going for, which will be in October. Let's just steal directly from Shabisky. 18th to the 21st. Done. From 461 flights. Price. Now, my price range, unless it's really two flights. One stop at JFK. So yeah, so I wouldn't say more than 600 for the flight. That's pushing it. In comparison, let's say, wait, is that in June? No, October. No wonder the prices jumped. Grass holes. There. 461. Yeah, so about 500. American and Iberia. One stop. Oh, is it O'Hare? Philly. Alright. LAX and Orlando. Wait, LAX? Why the fuck would you go to LAX? I would pass over Vegas and then. Yeah, no, that's kind of stupid. You want to go to Ireland? Well, I'll tell you what, if enough of you get your money together and your shit together and your passports together, I could set it up in reverse. She definitely would have drinks poured for her. And in certain places, there would be many a young buck approaching her. And probably an old buck too. And a middle-aged buck. Approaching her. But we have enough Americans over here that it wouldn't be like a shock to see one. Americans, when they come overseas, they still have this weird preconceived notion that like they're, wow, America, that's so cool and interesting. Maybe in like China for the sake of it. Because I don't see, like, there are parts of India, I suppose, I've never seen a white person, so I don't know, Africa. But I could set it up in reverse, but then you guys would have to assemble that. You'd have to assemble your own flights, the dates, the times. If anything, I think that would be more complicated. Because all you guys have to do is decide whether or not you're going. And if you're not going, then on this trip, then, you know. But yeah, so about 500 for right now. And that's this year. So if I want to go to Vegas next year, it really wouldn't take that long to save up the cash. I've got a good chunk of that money right there, right now. It's going obviously someplace else, but yeah, yeah. When I realized I can fleece it and I don't care being the center of attention, it's great. But yeah, Americans. I've met too many Americans who are like, wow. They come over to Dublin, for example, and they go to Temple Bar, and they don't realize until they're there that every third person there is an American. So they think, oh, we're going to go out to the countryside then. No, that's also, I'm going to put a bit of music on as we vibe. Get a nice sort of vibe going on, lovely beats. But, yeah, turn back on the media file real quick. Like I said, we're also going to watch some videos. Uh, hmm. Oh. Let's see what this one is. Oh, I know this one. Like being Devon in the next 2 years. It'll be hard to hop over there. Hell, I've always wanted to go back to Cornwall, and Devon's not too far. One of the best bet of both worlds. We can combine the trip in 2 years. You go over to Devon, I go over to Cornwall, and then we meet up in like Truro or something like that for a day. It'd be a bus ride for the both of us, and that'd be about it. Actually, in my case, it would probably be a train ride. Don't know about the train services from Devon to Truro. We avoid Southampton though. Southampton would have us basically being in Junkie Central, or a bunch of drunken sailors on leave, trying to spread STDs and pick fights with anyone who's not a skinhead who votes for UKIP. That's bullshit, by the way. The military in the UK isn't like that. But, we all have our stereotypes. Now, first things first, how many would be down to... Alright, so Raisin, let's start with you. How far west would you be willing to travel next year for a meetup? It'd be about on par with what we did last time. So people would say they're on board and maybe even be legit, but it just kind of peters out. Actually, everyone in the chat right now, how far would you be on board? How far west? Would you want to go for the full 4 days? Or would you want to go for just a day? Because I would love to go to... Oh. Alright. Like I said, I'm doing an off season, so my great deals on hotels would be your great deals on hotels. Plus, you guys could maybe think about doing Airbnb, Hostel World. I could do booking. I could do hostelworldbooking.com, Trivago. I don't really use Trivago that much. Booking. I've got like the geniuses. But Vegas seems like there'd be a lot to do. I'm not big into gambling, but I wouldn't say no to a little bit of slots. A little bit of sluts, if you know what I mean. But I mean, Vegas has Heart Attack Grill, Omega Mart, Shabisky, all the Fallout New Vegas references, a live show, tons of cheap hotels. Alright. What about you, BB, or you, Billy, or anyone else watching right now? Is the concept doable for you? I mean, we don't know where we're going to be next year. This whole thing might fall apart. I've got the music to play. We'll take the ride over to the canyon. I'd love to actually see the canyon, but the helicopter canyon flight is not cheap, is it? How much to fly over the Grand Canyon? From 170. Or if we want to pool our money for $2,000 US, we would get the private grand celebration and a sunset with Vegas strip tour. Interesting. Actually, that's only number 6. I'd love to do that myself. The Golden Eagle helicopter tour. I've done a helicopter. I've flown a helicopter very briefly. No, the price is really high. About 400, 230 for this one from the South Rim. Oh, an airplane. Little Cessna Caravan. That's fair enough, BB. Oh, I'd be live streaming this. You all know that. Because I'll be on American time, more people would show up. So it'd be more likely if the shenanigans wouldn't shoot. You know, I'd have money in the phone. I'd be using free Wi-Fi. Let me bring up the window capture. Oh, well, if you just want to drive there, that's cool too. That's not bad for 170. Ooh, that's an interesting one from a different angle. Helicopter tour and cruise. That one's $2,000. We don't. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. But it does give me Hoover Dam, Lake Mead, the West Canyon, helicopter landing. I'd hope it was landing anyway. Private Vegas Strip, heli tour at sunset. Oh, that would be pretty. But $2,000, that would cost more than the flight. It's at the flight in the hotel. Yeah, I'd love to go out for the day. Obviously, as you guys know, I can't drive. So someone would have to be the DD. If I could, I would live stream it like a road. I'd probably just record it actually. Or maybe I'll try to live stream when I'm there. We'll just see how the Wi-Fi is doing, right? Like Vegas has got a lot going for it for if we do this meetup. But other people would have to chime in to see how being in a small plane. Well, we wouldn't be jumping off it unless something bad happened. I have jumping off a cliff though into the ocean. Hell of a view. Don't try to cannonball. Yeah, no one likes commercial. Unless it's one of the fancier Scandinavian airlines, then you saw it on the flight over to New York back in January. Iceland Air is one of the smaller ones, and it was pretty fancy. East to your boy. Las Vegas. No. Los Angeles. Alright. Dublin to Los Angeles. Flight times. Block. Flight. Today, this would set me back nearly $1,500. Or tomorrow, I should say. No, it's June. My bad. Yeah, look at those prime prices. Insane. But if we go to, say, our January? Yeah, those prices aren't cheap either. December is surprisingly low. Only 5. What about October? You can get some good deals for LA. It might even be cheaper just to drive there from another city. Say Dublin to Portland. See what those prices are. No non-stop flights. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I was only hitting... Alright, that's fair enough. Because it's rare that I want to do like a direct... Yeah, look at those prices now for LAX. Still, some of them were non-stop, and they were 400. Yeah, October. So about... So Dublin to LAX. What's the stop? See. Charles de Gaulle? Oh, London Heathrow. Okay. So for 500 that can get me to LA. Now I don't need to check to see what we could do in LA because it's fucking LA. But on top of that, I also have family. They probably couldn't put me up, but they definitely have to meet me for the day. That'd be nice. Oh, now if we could get together like a road trip and someone, if like 2 people agreed to be like the DD, we could, like if we got an RV together, we could do the IP2 thing and just drive across around America for like a month and a half. I'm not against that idea. I'd make a little bit of earning, just a smidge, but nothing crazy. But something tells me the craziness would ensue, and something tells me the money I'd be making would not be enough to ensure that the video would still be going on, you know? We'd have fuel in the tank and shit. I can make the occasional bit of scratch, but not that much level. You know, those RVs, they don't exactly make a shit ton of money. They're not very cost effective for fuel. But of course, depends on when it's based on times. So you're up in Michigan. Okay, because I was talking also about Chicago. And I'm not against the idea of meeting up in Chicago. I want to give Chicago a proper look over. Because I've been there twice, very briefly, and I didn't hate it. So a meetup in Chicago could work for me. But again, would people be able to make their way up there? We also would be going off season. But the flights are only about 400. 450 depending. And accommodation varies. Raisin, you'd be able to get up there much easier than going all the way across the country. And we could even take a day trip out somewhere. Well, I'm not quite sure where. Probably have to knock another day onto the trip, but if it's low enough in price, I'm not against the idea. If, for example, I land and take off in Chicago, and then we just live in the back of the car for a couple of days, would that be doable? Yeah, but enjoyable? Depends, right? There's a lot of moving parts with that one. But I'd love to go to Chicago again, and I'd love to actually see it proper this time. The weather would probably be atrocious. As for Detroit, I don't know, man. It's Detroit. It doesn't have the best reputation. Tooth update. I went up to the dentist today, knocked at his door. He was closed. And then I noticed on a sign next to it, no more walk-ins allowed. You have to book him in advance just to see him. Now I can get all this done for free because Socialist Medical Card is Socialist Medical Card. Glorious to the Workers' Proletariat Republic of Ireland. But I will say, socialism pays. Because they do tooth extractions, fillings, cleanings, gum repair. Not everything. They don't do like whitening. I'd be down for camping too. It would be very different from my normal trips. I'd have to be somewhere near an airport. Atlanta, for example. Anywhere around Georgia we could camp. You guys would have to welcome me there when I land, and then we just drive up. You'd also need to take care of my equipment, honestly. I don't know what I could bring, but I have a year to bring a sleeping bag, you know? I have a year to bring... I've already got a decent pair of boots. We could do that. It wouldn't even need to be like a hike, camp, you know? It could be, it could be like along a trail with a camping area. A little bit of nature, but also a little bit sedentary. We could all have a big tent where me and all the females can sleep together. Consensually, of course. The rest of you guys, you can, I don't know, fight for that pile of moss over there. What? It's the fan meetup. My female fans will want to meet up with me. Repeatedly. Perhaps on my face. More chill, like s'mores and beans. Yeah, that sounds good. I'd be down for that. To that end, I could still go to the, we'd go to Ohio. Someone would need to take care of the transportation. And somebody would have to take care of, like, just a lot of supplies. We could go to, like, yeah, for this though, we could go, I could land in New York, or we could go out to, like, the fucking Catskills or someplace like that. yeah, if it's gonna be down south. It doesn't have to be as much though now because that's hotel sorted. I'll put down one of your addresses and where I'll be staying at to get in contact by because you need an address. Sleeping bags, camping, a full camping kitchen. Go simple or full glamping. Glamp would have to be in driving distance. Hey, we got a glamping site up there. They can range in size. We have yurts. When I was on top of Shemore, you could see the big giant lake, Loch Allen, just up there, and at the top of that is another glamping site. Not the same as the glamping site up there, but up there they have a hobbit house, actually 2 hobbit houses, and a couple of yurts. If you want to go down there, those have cabins. We could go to the Great Lakes as well. Like we could easily, like I could go to like some camping site by the Great Lakes. Could even like rent a boat out. Again though, the weather won't be ideal for this sort of thing. But if we're going to be staying in a camping site, that takes care of accommodation. But then you'd have to drive, Raisin, with all your shit, all the way from Philly, all the way up there, and that's going to cost you a fortune in fuel. And you have to drive all the way back. Socktra here. Oh, here's the screen. We go to San Francisco and cough, and somebody hands us a bill for $300. I think for the most comfortable, I think the trip-wise would be Vegas. But camping does change the idea. Elf wouldn't be able to join us. I don't think they'd go too far out of the state. They don't really get out of Nebraska much. Work, mostly. And honestly, I'd love to actually, if that was the case, I wouldn't say no going to Montana and seeing the lakes. A little bit of Brokeback Mountain without the, or maybe a little bit of the sodomy. Definitely the Cowboys. We go to the south and like I'd go to like Nashville or someplace like that. Then meet up with you guys, and then we could spend like 2 days out by like a camping ground or a glamping ground. And then yeah, I spend like 1 day in town. We spend 2 days out. Then I come back for 1 more day, and then I'm off back home. $1,000 bill. Speaking of bill, there's always Seattle. Ray drunken peasants. Take my shirt off and cling to the side of Vosh's house. Daddy! Notice me, Daddy! Vosh, in this incredibly short robe, smoking a cigarette with like those big cigarette holders, huge glass of like scotch, and he's not saying anything. And when I pull away from the glass and walk away, he just throws a 50 out the window, and he's like, I didn't say stop. I have camping planned April 24th in Buffalo or Rochester, whichever has the longer view. You know what? I never did go and see Niagara Falls, and Buffalo had a lot of really cool spots. Plus, we could maybe reach out to see if Marshall and Faith could join us again. Not for any streaming or anything like that, just to see them. And it had also like this really cool nightlife scene that I only got to see, but it was like boarded up because it was like off season. They had like their own version of Broadway. I never did see Niagara Falls. I never did see it goes into like a big pool, like a big lagoon lake thing. I saw the signs for it everywhere, but we just went straight up to the Canadian border after I hung out with them. There's also a nice hostel that's there. They give free bagels in the morning. Oh yeah, the eclipse. I remember you were like drunk and you were adamant, we're gonna go up and see the eclipse, all of us. There's no reason why we can't do that. You know, like, we could get a bunch of people together and we could all go. I was like, sure, because that's how getting a bunch of people together from different countries works. Falls, I want to go to Canada. We could always go to Canada. Go up and see Crendar instead of having a low energy meetup. We go up and see a. We could have a Bearded Ramblings meetup in like Toronto. You guys can do your own stuff separately. I can stay in the same hostel I stayed before. Toronto was great. Did it for Pimp. Yes! Because it aligned perfectly with Pimp. You could have done it with anyone else too. And if my life had turned out a little differently, I could have pulled it off. But it didn't. Instead, I'm aiming towards this goal. And it's very nebulous right now. It's like a zygote. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Lo-fi beats in the background. Shots for donos. Any dono goes towards Final Fantasy. Ruby Jewels tomorrow on Bearded Ramblings. Episode 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of cities I'd be down to see. I can go to Columbus and we could check out around there. I can go to Toledo and try to find Ben's old friends from school and have him like spill the beans. Yeah, he's basically the same. Yeah, he's alright. Yeah. Aww, I wanted some scam. In my mind, my contender so far is Vegas. It's the most practical, it's the cheapest, and if I'm gonna watch how Shabisky's one plays out, and if a lot of people go to Shabisky's, in theory, we can get a good crowd there. And by the way, a good crowd, 3 to 4 people. I'm okay with this.
The body is
Bill Barnett.
Dang. Almost forgot. Cheers to the FF streams.
Hey, absolutely, and cheers to you, Bill Barnett. I will give that shot most post haste. I want to now see just how much I have and how much the next Final Fantasy game I want to snag is. Thank you so much for that $5. The one I want is Final Fantasy 12, by the way. $50 USD. Ooh, we're still way off from that. I'll have to end up getting another one. I guess 6. 6 is a pretty popular one. Should have enough for that now. Not only like €1 or 2 off. And yes, folks, every bit of money goes in. I mean it. Every bit of money does go in towards.
Farewell, sweet cookie cats. I'll always remember the time we spent together.
Which ones have you got besides 7? 7, 8, no, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10x2 with all the DLC. 15. The Handavar. If I want to hold out to get Final Fantasy 12, we'd be waiting a while. But Final Fantasy, say 6,
This is for you.
$18. I'm like €2 short, I think. I won't know until I actually try to buy it. What I can do now? By the way, I think once these songs are finished, we'll go and start watching shit.
We're scaring those things away.
So just under an hour. So an hour more brainstorming. Then we can get into some fun. By the way, this is the link to the music. Past. It's very vibing. It'd be vibing. If I hadn't touched any of the money on that list, I would have enough for the remake of Final Fantasy 7. Okay, let's see. Do we have enough now for this? Store. Final Fantasy 6. 18. And here. Okay, I need to bring up the calendar because I fucking suck. Well, I'm a moron. So I need another 2 more, and then I can get 6. Unless someone has a preference for one of the other games, that would be a little bit cheaper. Then I suppose I could snag it up now. Hey, Trudeau, you haven't missed the brainstorming yet. Mostly it's aiming. I'm in need of booze. This is fair. I just did a shot. We have looked at some things. We have suggested perhaps camping. even camping up maybe in the Great Lakes. Vegas seems like the smart idea for a city. And we could even mix and match. Off season, a lot of these flights don't look too bad. I think Vegas would be the best, but I like the idea of a camp too, because it's something different, you know? Now, you could camp out in Vegas. We could land in, well, I could land in Vegas, and we could all drive up to somewhere like Zion. That could work. Zion National Park, or one of the other ones too. We could even just rent a van and all just kind of like clump together. And absolutely, let's booze it up. Actually reminds me, let's booze it up proper. Because I only got about 3 hours sleep after not sleeping all night. And my tooth, it gets a little bit sensitive and then it goes back to normal. And changing on to the liquor store. Nice. After 2 shots, I have all this Morgan's and 3 cans of Heineken. Probably when that's over, I'm gonna go back to sleep. But ideally, I want to get smashed. And not even with just shots for donos. After the cans are done, I'll pour myself a big glass of this. I don't have a mixer, but after a while, I won't care.
The body is round.
And that's that.
FF.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
go.
Let's go indeed. Another shot to celebrate the $3 given. Now, I do believe I've done my math well. Wait until PayPal says the money has cleared. Which only takes a few seconds usually. Yep. And God, I love. It's terrifying in a way. €18 for it. Let's be on the safe side. I'm going to look at all the other games first. But of course, and the VAR. Oh, that one went down a little too easy. It begins. Original Final Fantasy. Alright. Alright. From the original Final Fantasy to... first 2 Final Fantasies are 12. Then 3, 4, 5, which we have, and 6, which we're about to have, is 18. So let's get 6 now. Now 6 is the only pixel game I played to any degree, which was very little. The first castle that, like, I think their water gets poisoned. You guys can see on screen, can you? No, that's good, because this is my personal info. Purchase. And that's it. We have another Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy VI is now in the bag, and will be coming to a screen near Twitch, near you, within the next week. Check the schedule which I put up today. Probably the one directly after that. We'll, I guess I'll install it. It's only a few minutes. It won't take that long. It's only a gig. Holy shit. This was like the first one that really put like a really complicated plot involving the protagonist. It was like the prequel to what they did with Cloud. I remember that. Terra's her name, right? The main character. Let's have a quick look at some of the other games, because we now know some of the others. So let's have a look at Final Fantasy. Well, the one I'm really pumped for when the day finally comes. But that's going to take a while yet. Is of course Final Fantasy 12. Final Fantasy 12. €50. God damn it. I'm not getting multiplayer, so you can piss off with that. Crisis Core 50. Strangers of Paradise is 40. The remake of Final Fantasy 7, the complete, the really fancy one, the one with the sexy characters, with Tifa getting railed in the Italian Parliament. That is 80. Fuck's sake. 4 is, well, we already gone through all them. Desadia? No, that's not gonna happen. 12 is 50. World of Final Fantasy doesn't count. Final Fantasy Type OHD. What the fuck is that? Final Fantasy 13 is only 13 quid. So I guess that might be the next one up on the list. Alright. We're taking a good chunk out of it right now. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 2, 15. Yeah, we're really... You guys are amazing for that. It's cool how your eyes are affected by the green screen. Yeah, depending on what's in the background, right? I'm almost thinking of going like just a floating head in like space, kind of doing a hellbent. No donos for 14 or 13. That's fair. Most likely this list will go on for the rest of the year. But look how much we've already taken a chunk out of it already. It's insane. And don't let that big number fill you. A lot of that is also going to Krendar. I gave it extra fat just to ensure that Krendar gets his due whenever there's a donation on Thursday. Like, none of his money is being touched. I'm the treasurer of the two of us. Because it goes into my PayPal. So I always have to... Yep, his money's totally cool. Much like Twitch, we cash him out at 50. His idea, not mine. But whenever he wants it, it's there. And he's very appreciative, I'm sure. Speaking of, Ruby Jewels will be tomorrow. I mean, your reaction to 13 after playing the other Final Fantasies would be fun to see. That could be the last one, yeah. After I've played like Crisis Core and I've tried not to get a stiffy looking at Tifa from certain angles. I'm sure there's some gameplay footage in there as well. After we found this weird emulated bootleg copy of Dirge of Cerberus and Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, I'm heading off the next day to this fan meetup in October of 2024, and someone throws 13 and just says, "It is time." You know? And I just look at the last, like, 99% complete, and I'm like, yeah, yes it is. Sarah! 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 Van with his fucking weirdly racist Afro samurai style, getting basically browbeat and bullied by a questionably young blonde girl. Okay. Or that Hope, the Weasley's little, like, he's like that meme that's going around of like Dr. Han or whatever, like, I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon, I'm a surgeon. him, but if he didn't even shout, he just cried and went like, I'm a virgin. He's Will Wheaton. This motherfucker is Will Wheaton. I mean, like, Lightning. Won't lie, Lightning. There's some fan art of Lightning, completely clothed, by the way. She's kind of hot. She has a sort of dommy mommy sort of thing, but not great. What is great is Fang. Fang is the only saving grace of that. Much like 10. The only two things out of 10 that are saving graces are Orin and Lulu's tits. Nothing else in that fucking game appeals to me on like a personal level. Instead, it's more of the abstract storyline.
The body is round.
I have a goal today, and it's not Lev's sobriety.
Onwards, dear soldiers, as we march to our next rip-roaring adventure. Thank you so much for that. $4. That is now going towards the next game. Do you, by the way, have any preferences? We are running out of games. Like, if you want to say, oh, I want to see you play Crisis Core, I'm like, me too, but that's going to take a long time. But I can start putting the money aside for Crisis Core. That's not a proper shot. Come on, to the rim. There, that's better. I always loved Deadwood. It showed like you could do a shot of whiskey for 25 cents. I wonder how much the bottle was, because sometimes they would just skip the barman and they say, leave the bottle. But yeah. Oh, that's going down far too smooth now. I best balance it out with some beer. Turned into a Cobes stream. Oh, do I still have the Cobes background? Oh, I should get a Cobes gif. Let me have a look for a Cobes gif. Listen. I think we're gonna move on from the actual, like, prepping. The two major things that jump out at me are Vegas and camping. And in my mind, we can maybe do both. If I go off-season, enough people can make it to Vegas over the course of a couple of days, we can go camping for a day or two, out in the desert. Preferably a place where we won't get stung by, you know, like, scorpions. We do that, and then we go back to Vegas. Spend a day with Shabby, spend a day with people coming in on their own adventures. And the great thing about their adventures is after I go home, they can continue staying in Vegas for as long as they feel like. They can already be in Vegas for a long time when I show up, and they can continue to be. Like, it's not show over the second I leave. I don't have solipsism. I'm not Billy the Fridge. Like, the world doesn't vanish the second I close my eyes. It's called object permanence. Cobes. Cobes GIF. King. Cobra JFF. Apartment. Is there a GIF? Image. Which would be good. By the way, for our next game, we have 4 towards it now. Like I said, if anyone has any preferences, why is that a GIF? Oh,
Alright, I found the next one. I found the GIF that's gonna replace America's beautiful, beautiful landscape. Save image as GIF. Find it on desktop because you're lazy and don't put it into a particular file. Fuck YouTubes. Know what I'm saying? No, that's not it. That's it. Minimize. Know what I'm saying, tubes? Do you know what I am saying? You can see the blue seams and everything. There. And yes, we could go to Casper, but there's only one reason we go to Casper, and that's to see Cobes. Cobes doesn't know of me. Cobes, if they know any of you, they probably don't like you. He probably doesn't like you. Probably thinks you're a troll and a hater and a sicko. I think there's more footage now at his apartment, his new apartment, than there is of his old. I look like a little kid in his chair. Yay, Daddy fell down again. Oh, there's a meta here. I know it. Oh, bloody well know it. Oh, I do. Where's my camera? You can still see the background, the other background. Keep that going so it just keeps resetting every time. OBS is interesting. It gives you a choice: loop or it just resets, because it's a whole video. Like I just no. This is as low as I get. Low energy, if you will. All right. Oh, damn it, Josh! Damn it! God damn it! Wait, he's on this side, isn't he? Hey, fuck's sake. Oh, come on, man, again? Yeah, we're leaving that up for a bit. So, cabin camping it is. Okay, why don't you have to remind me that they have stabby bugs? Camping now sounds scary. Stabbing bugs. Kill rope. Let me see. That's snakes, by the way. Kill rope. What's another good one? Ooh, murder rats. Because if you're ever gonna get rabies in America, it's gonna be out in the desert. Hate bears. They're not just regular bears. They're hate bears, and those hate cows. Buffalo. You wanna cross a buffalo? Yeah, those motherfuckers will charge you. Sandstorms. Well, you got lazy rain. No. Yeah, lazy rain, because it's like big and chunky. Let's go to cartels. We going to crash by one of their meeting up sites. Get a fucking dozen bullets shooting into us. I've seen the opening of No Country for Old Men. I know how this shit works. Oh, buffaloes? Yeah. I love buffaloes. I am naturally built to kind of like reach over and hug one. No, you do not go near those fuckers. They are not naturally like violent, but they are dumb, easily startled, yet also curious. So they will sniff at something. They see something they are very curious about, a color, a shape, whatever, they will go over, they will sniff at it. But if you sneeze wrong, if you cough wrong, if you stamp your foot wrong, they will have one knee-jerk reaction: danger, attack. And I watched a few days ago footage of a little girl getting basically trampled by a buffalo who she was feeding. And I think she moved her arm in the wrong direction. Hippo and rhino, no, not hippo, my bad. Hippo are malicious, but rhino do the same thing. Rhino are very curious. A lot of photographers have died trying to take pictures of rhino because they're very curious, especially their babies. But they're easily startled, and when they're startled, they think that their immediate response is to charge it. Because it's built in. As for the snakes, yeah. Those fuckers will, they'll come in all shapes and sizes. The bugs too. Just the regular bugs. There'll be a lot of them. Don't be cute. That's a rum age, some sort of different barrel. Oh, nice. When I was in the Jameson's distillery, they took me into the barrel room. Oh, they took me into the barrel room. I was special. No, it was a part of the tour. And the tour guide said, "This is my favorite part of it. Now breathe in." And oh my god, the smell of it. Imagine being in what you would think Willy Wonka's chocolate factory should smell like, which is pure perfection. It's that. Like caramels, apples, vanilla, cherry, all that stuff. And of course, each barrel was being aged in a particular way at a particular time. Now, by the way, the barrel room was only 1/5 of their barrel storage. I've seen the back of a much smaller distillery, the one up in Derry. It was very I think we're at 27 right now, man. 28. That one doesn't count. He's still alive, and he'll have a testimony at the Supreme Court when I'm brought on charges. Hiya, Dirt. Yeah, Dirt, if you're mildly curious, 2 ideas have popped up. One, basically a rip-off of Cobes's, Vegas next year in October. But another more interesting idea is that we try to combine it with a camping trip. Or have a solely camping trip, in which case, options open. Would you be on board? Now, I know you don't know where you'll be in October in 2024. I don't know either. This whole thing might be thrown apart. But this year, we showed that when I can actually pull my shit together, I can get shit done. So, who says I can't do it again? With even more time this time. Also, anytime someone donos, I've been doing shots, and how many are we here now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Done 4 shots, and I'm almost finished with this beer. We were looking at majestic backgrounds up to quite recently, and then I don't know, we just, as all good conversations do, it inevitably came back to Cobes. Cobes just, he's like what Muslims or rabbis claim, like everything always comes back to God.
Always remember the time we spent
And
together.
it's up to humans to figure out the connections from us back to God by the long way around. I suppose deists also think that as well. I'd be down to camp. I need a lot of coolers, so fuck yeah. We might as well just have a dedicated cooler like U-Haul. We'll hire a barman who just lives in the back of the U-Haul. Hey man, So, I've got this, you know, I really appreciate the work, but like, I've got this script, and I was wondering if you could. Oh yeah, sure. Just give us the script here. You're just gonna throw it away. We do kind of need toilet paper. It was the one thing we didn't bring. You know, like... Also, mojitos now, alcohol slave. Throw pennies in his face. Yeah, you're regretting your communications major now, aren't you, motherfucker? It has so many practical uses. I literally know a girl from my hometown who ended up basically being a stripper because it was that worthless.
The body is round.
Like, she's an incredibly intelligent
Tip it up,
woman.
good sir.
Thank you so much for the 5. Thank you so much for the extra 5. My god, we're already almost at the original thing we started with the night. After buying off. We also bought off Final Fantasy VI. That's now in our roster. So we're now actually almost reset to where we were before. Holy fuck. Yeah. Andavar indeed. I had a feeling today would be good. I was almost going to leave it till next week, but then my 2 started to fall apart. As always, shots for donos. All donos going into the next Final Fantasy game. Once the music is over, we will watch some videos. Andavar! I'm surprised I had to explain to Krendar what Andavar was. Want to join me for the next one? Hell yeah. Well, you could just do a 3 drinks minimum. And, we can see where it flies. I mean, the one with mango was fantastic. I don't have anyone planned for this month. Which is good, because this one hit me like a fuck. It hit me much harder than this fucking Morgan's is anyway. They're going downstairs. Yeah, do you remember the wax lip guy from the Simpsons episode with the candy convention? He's like, the candy with 1,000 uses. Oh yeah? Name one. Well, for one, a comical replacement for your own lips. Keep going. 2. Hey, I think I'm needed downstairs. he just Hell yeah, we're getting a good night going. Don't know how long I can stream for, but I've been doing a good job so far. Yarg. Hey, who's been telling you I go to a certain bay of the pirates? Because I don't. No. That just torrents my bits. I'm honestly surprised because Johnny Walker for Game of Thrones did the White Walker brand label, where they made it all frosted and shit and had like a White Walker holding onto the cap. If Elf King was in the chat, they'd remember a very weird scene where I bought them a bottle of it in customs, in duty free. I thought to like have a nice gift for them, and when I arrived, they were like, "Yeah, pour us a drink, put it up on the table over there, and we'll just have shots when we're feeling like." And I was living with them for like 2 weeks at the time. This was one of the numerous trips I was at. And over the course of the 2 weeks, they had 1 shot each. I had the whole bottle, which is hardly surprising. It's me. But at the end of it, I'm like, well, I feel like an absolute dick. And this cost me like $60. And they're like, $60? What? And when I went up to a liquor store like later that day, they were selling them for 40. That's also where I got those grenades, the Mike's grenade thing. The one that Billy was trying to show off a week or two ago. But I'm surprised for like Captain Jack Sparrow, they don't just replace Captain Morgan's, you know? What you really need to get is the knockoff Captain Morgan's. Captain Cook, Captain Bounty, fucking Bounty. I remember Bounty in like Aldi. Fuck's sake. You know what they're trying to do. Claire has a story about Captain Cook, though she was so drunk she can barely remember. That was back when she was drinking. She wasn't a bad drunk. She just got drunk really quickly. She's been doing great, by the way. Should be meeting with her a couple of times over the course of the year. I was going to meet her this month coming in Longford, but that shit kind of happened with this giant ass bill that hit me over the back of the head. And in case you're wondering why am I still buying games, it's because as bad as it was, I am very grateful to say that it was not end of world. It was just rough. Not cool, but I can survive. We've already taken a good chunk out of it. Next week we'll take well over half of it. And then over the next 2 weeks following, it'll be all done. And then I can start planning again. 'Tis life, is being an adult, right? You all know what the fuck I'm talking about. You make all these plans, you got a little nest egg together, something comes along. What can you do? You can bitch about it, or you can just keep on going. Anyway, make sure I know when it's happened during. I'll be there. Ever found a smoky that works for me? Like the smell of Laparag. Oh yeah. Who did I? When I was working over in the States, the guy I was living with, him and his partner, Laparag was his go-to. I remember that. He always said if he ever came over to the British Isles, we'd meet up for a bit, but then he'd keep on going, go over to the UK. Like, he'd bring over a big stack of money. And I'm guessing he's thinking about a retirement plan. And he would then drive from one side of the UK, like Land's End, all the way up to John O'Groats, which, if you guys don't know, Land's End and John O'Groats are the two polar opposites of the British Isles. At least the traditional ones. Oh God, Troy! God, tonight.
Cheers.
You guys have been so fucking cool. We've almost got enough now for Final Fantasy 13. No joke, like I think another euro or two and I've got it. I have to count in the exchange rate for the dollar. So, fucking 5? I guess, and I can pick up 13? Or one of the... I could already... Actually, it was 12 for the first 2 games. I could probably pick up 1 or 2 now. And I want to play 2 before I play that Symphony game. 10. Alright, so I have 10 euro now, thanks to you amazing people. Because we already bought 6 off, Christ. So then, yeah. It was 13. Yeah. So another 3 quid if I get that tonight. We get Final Fantasy 1, 2, or 13. 13 will be more visually interesting and it might be fun to rip it apart, but 1 or 2 will be, well, they'll be Final Fantasy 1 or 2. They won't have much in the way of a story, but It'll be fascinating to go back to the roots of it all, right? Anyway. Andavar. Been painting them D&D minis. Ooh, you should post that shit up on Low Energy Art, up on the Discord. No joke. Like, we love to see minis, especially homemade stuff. A friend's asking me to run a campaign. I only ever played it once. With Elf and their partner and a bunch of their friends. I knew some of them, didn't know others. Elf's mother-in-law showed up. Great woman in her own right. I think she's been in the background of one or two shots when I was over there. A Wicca princess, maybe, I don't know what the structure is. There might be substructures. Wicca priestess. She's the one who got me onto the wheel of Elf, and Elf's been like, massive into D&D. Back when August was a part of this community, he really wanted us to all become, like, have our own D&D community. And our numerously dead sweet boy back there was going to be our DM. No joke. We reached out to him. He never responded. But I promised him 3 things. Number 1, he would be the DM. He could set the rules. Number 2, we would pay him. In meat, if need be. I would give him some fine Omaha steaks to butcher in one of his cooking videos. And 3, we would have at least 2 and perhaps even 3 attractive females. Cisgender depending on certain circumstances, Jerubs. But by his standards then there would have been 2 attractive females. But they would have been playing. He could have chilled with them at least once a week. And he never got back. And like, I tried my best. I would show up in his chat and I would say my piece. He never once acknowledged it. What can I do? What? Our cowboy wizard back there who's toppling over on this loop. He's forever out of my reach. I guess he's too cool for us. We always have the gift though. The gift that keeps on gifting. Put a pick in general? Hell yeah. My dad, an ex-roomie, loved the stuff. I used to buy it from just to smell it. I've been painting D&D minis. I've been doing so in 1992. Never could get tabletop games. Me neither, man. Honestly. They're cool. I love the concept of them. I love the settings. But convert them into video games. Convert them into TV shows. Convert them into books. And movies. Audio dramas. Audio books. Comics. The worlds are fascinating. Planescape is one of the most majestic things I have ever seen. It's a nightmare to play, but by today's standards, but so is the original Fallout. And in actual fact, the original Fallout is harder to play than Planescape in my experience. Never get to, I felt like I got beat by the cards or dice roll, flipped the table and challenged my opponent to a Now that one, Billy, is all on you, okay? That's a you problem, man. And don't make it other people's problems, okay? You gotta remember the context of why you're there. You're detaching yourself from reality, but reality still is dumb. Posted a couple of low energy arts, waiting to finish a bunch because I've got one of them magnifying glasses on an arm. Fuck yeah. Yes, the concept world characters are awesome of tabletop and shit. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. To the point where now video games have tabletop games to tie in with them. There's a Fallout tabletop game and a card game. Game of Thrones. I remember the first time I ever laid eyes on Elf in real life. Their partner had their mutual friend over, and they were playing a Game of Thrones Battle for Westeros game. Big tabletop thing. They invited me in. They even wanted me to play the Baratheons. They put the Baratheons aside because they know I'm a bit of a Stannis the Manus man myself. Of course, they weren't aiming for the throne at that particular point. They were aiming it from a nebulous point prior. There's no particular timetable. But anyway, it was nice of them. It was a nice thought. Just like when I was D&D. Oh, and by the way, my one experience with D&D, lovely. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. My character, it probably helped that my character passed every dice roll. I never did anything stupid for my character. My character was a simple, straightforward, no nonsense dwarf paladin with a big old hammer. Yeah, no, I've also felt, honestly, also felt a little bit left out in terms of tabletop games. Like, other people can get together and do that. I do need the screen. Which is why I think if we ever did D&D together as a community, if we got together like 6 or 7 people, doable. It would be online. Like, it would be one of those D&D free to use generator things. Maybe I'd get a subscription for World Anvil, and who knows, we could create our own version of the world, you know? Our own storyline. Thing is, I'm not very inspired, except for this one grandiose idea I have, big shock, that the bad guys win at the end of it. I know it's not unusual, and I don't want to play as a bad character. I want to play as a good character. Your end goal is to die on your own terms, so to speak. I like the idea of this nebulous, not all-powerful force, but this slow, grinding, evil enemy. And I mean evil by our standards and the standards of your world. And everything you do is right, but they still win anyway. And not for some bullshit reason. It makes sense. Like, it's because you gotta deal with the downtime between the big fight scenes, right? You gotta, like, I would love to see the characters from Lord of the Rings have to survive in the Witcher universe. The hobbits are probably going to be sold into slavery really early on, because they're a little bit too, they're not dumb, but they are a bit too trusting, and they are a little bit too dense. Like, Aragorn would probably do well at first. He might even take a throne, like he might get his throne back or whatever, and then he'd have to hold it. But he is a good king. Based on what? His taxes? George R.R. Martin suggested that. He actually said his problem with Aragorn is that Aragorn might be a good man, but what does that mean in the for the peasant in the field, or the merchant by the port, you know? What's his trade tariffs? Oh, they are good. What does that mean? In proportion to what? Like, who suffers? Someone's gonna have to suffer. Is there an upper nobility of Gondor who will be resentful of this? Will they try to fight back? Will they try to coup him at some point? Why are they evil? Maybe they, for example, worship a different god, or their idea of good is just different than ours. Like, it's more grounded. It's that big thing between high fantasy and low fantasy. Game of Thrones or like WoW, you know? Does that couch have some sort of dimensional tear behind it? Yeah, Cobes is a wizard, and if you've ever watched Doctor Strange, you know he can kind of like spread himself apart. So we're kind of watching Cobes break apart into numerous forms in preparation for the day where sickos come and raid his apartment, trying to get him banned. It'd be fascinating to see who will win. Like, I just want to see Cobes back in his cowboy days, you know, with the huge black trench coat and like the warped cowboy hat, the Stetson, and he comes out wielding these two fucking like musket revolvers. Somehow they're both muskets and revolvers. Don't ask. It's magic. It's Arcanum tech, you know? Yeah, he's prepping. You never get to see the downtime of all this shit. You know, like, the Flash needs to eat thousands of calories every day to keep himself running as fast as he does. Cool. Can we see it? Sure. Do you want to see him take a shit for 9 hours straight? Because he's got to. Once a week. Every week. I mean, it's got to go out with him somehow, right? This is how Cobes prepares for the Cobra Rock, as he calls it. Not Ragnarok, Cobra Rock. When the sickos all descend upon Casper. The sickos, the trolls, the haters, the liars, the people who are jealous of his success. They will all descend upon Casper. And this ragtag band of meth heads, mentally challenged people, mentally challenged meth heads, a couple of inbreeds, Cyrax, maybe Jared will show up. They'll be all behind him, and it'll be like that scene out of Endgame, you know, like they'll all be charging towards each other. But then in reality, it will like, this is what Cobes thinks, but it'll just be the fucking Casper PD breaking down his door because he fired his shotgun drunkenly in the air one too many times in his apartment, which he's fucking done. I was telling this to Metal Monkey earlier today. He has fucking prepped his shotgun on the chair I am sitting on right now, off his fucking gourd, and it was loaded. We know it was loaded because he put a fucking shell in it. It sits by his bed. Do a meetup in Stockholm. I was pondering the European option. I am Irish myself. Hi, Vickerfly, by the way. The problem with the meetup in Europe is that I've kind of forced my audience to be mostly American by my preferences. I have one or two Europeans watch me. I also have Argentinians watch me, by the way. Hola! I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully YouTube translates this for me. Awesome. Saudi Arabians, too. Majority, though, are European and American. And European, of course, I have no idea. It just says Europe. I'll narrow it down a bit. I mean, I'm Europe. That's why I can just casually walk down the street and suddenly I'm in Albania. Oh look, there's Istanbul. You can see it from Stockholm's windows. We're a small continent. But I think actually we are the smallest continent, aren't we? Oceania. No, if you pooled Australia. No. Yeah, we are the smallest. But the problem with it is that if I'm going to do a fan meetup, it has to be with enough people to justify it. And I've got more fans in the States. If some of my fans want to come over and meet me up, I might as well have it set in Dublin. And just meet you all at the airport, one by one. And take you to a big hotel that you've all basically bought out. I'm not against the idea. I want to go to Stockholm. I've been to Oslo and I fucking loved it. I'd love to see Stockholm. I want to see Copenhagen. I want to see all the Baltic capitals. Gotta keep the trolls at bay somehow. Damn right. Australians and Germans have the same hairstyle. They kind of do. Well, 80s ones they did. You know, they're a little different now. We'd have to compare, like, Red Eye to Kraut. Apparently Red Eye is like a scrawny motherfucker. And Kraut, I was not prepared for that. Looked like me from my 20s. Alright, I think it's time for videos. I think between the beautiful backgrounds and majestic rivers and coves, that looks like Hawaii. Might not be Hawaii, it could be California or something like that. No, this is all in America, by the way. It could be Guam. Puerto Rico? I didn't think Puerto Rico had that sort of lush landscape. I always thought it was more lowlands. I'll keep the chat the same height. Is it time to sausage? We can sausage. If you were very lucky to watch us live when we had Mel, Lizard and Magicus on, we never really did get around to it. Though I have to say, the idea that Mel broke down at the sausage Mark Ruffalo scale was just, it was beautiful. Yes, we can watch a sausage video. It's been fun. So 2 things, by the way, before we go, just a quick recap of what I've learned tonight. Some people are down for it, I figured. But camping and Vegas seem to be the 2 major things. I think you could do both, but you gotta sell me on moving away from Vegas with the one thing that Vegas off-season sells me. Price. Hotels are super cheap. I saw someone selling one of their, or renting one of their apartments overlooking the strip for $200 for 4 days. Wi-Fi included. And it was a really nice apartment. It had its own balcony, for fuck's sake. That's the sort of shit you'd be competing with. If you can find me a vista overlooking, like, the mighty Mississippi, St. Louis or something like that, I might be on board. But Vegas has a few things going for it. It has Shabisky. It'd be kind of cool to meet Shabisky, I won't lie. Like, I think Shabisky's cool.
The body is round.
Yeah.
More money for FF.
More money for FF. And Devar. I should say that after drink. Thank you so much for 2. Final Fantasy is coming along well, tubes. Wait a minute. Didn't I say it'd be 3 to 5? Holy fuck. Someone donates about another... Probably about another 3? 2 or 3? That's it. We can get 13. Get the meme out of the way. Or, I could buy 1 or 2. Probably 1. Kind of weird that we start at 2, right? Anyway. Thank you so much there, Bill. Pardon me a moment. You guys, by the way, this has been one of my more successful streams, financial-wise. Whether I receive $1 or nothing, I am never not in your debt. Sometimes literally, like, you guys have gotten me out of the occasional jam. And I want to thank you so much for it. Anyway, let's vamos. Let's get some sausages in here and let's do an Andavar. It's all black now. No. Cobes. We should check in on Cobes. See if he's got like any short videos or someone's done any short videos. Oh, Boglin Chronicles is doing. We try that with the English language, huh? I hope Boglin Chronicles is doing okay. Last time I checked, they were in a car crash. I don't know if there's a GoFundMe or whatever set up, but they do good work. Here's us. Yeah, let's watch some sausage. Huh? Odin. Erectus. Italian sausage stuffed pizza. Okay, let's watch this because that sounds amazing.
Hey there, folks, and welcome back, I guess. Today we're gonna make Italian sausage stuffed crust pizza. We're probably gonna burn this pizza, but that's okay.
There's something I should do as well. Something I've been meaning to do for a while. Give me a second. The chat used to be pure white because the background was pure black. It's got the new graphics card, the whole thing's been a bit weird. Chat box. It kind of just froze on me, but it hasn't been like broken. Ah, background color. No. Thank you, Christ! I was getting annoyed there. I just want pure white. Thank you. Give me a white no state. There it is. That should fix. No. Well, there's the fucking shots. Doing its job. I did it in reverse. Fine. No chat. I'll do that when I'm sober. Should be straightforward. Did I get new? Oh. I can see it down here. So here we are. Ordinary sausage. And you can see the differences in the lighting more. Once all this is done, I will probably get like a professional lighting. Even just a lamp or something. I have a ring light, but the ring light isn't. It's like designed for such a small thing. It won't work like that. And that's all that's doing it. Like I'm using my closet lamp light here and my thing here. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Andavar. Whoa. Ooh. Onwards, Christian soldiers, marching out to war.
It's more about the sausage inside of the pizza than the pizza itself. So let's just jump right into it. Here we have our half-thawed, half-frozen pork butt.
That does sound good there, Raisin. Oh, so quick. Like.
So to make this
the
Italian
booty
sausage,
will
we're
find
gonna
Ebony
need salt and pepper. We don't measure on this show. We measure by feeling. Onion powder and garlic powder, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of rose.
I've noticed that he never measures it. Like if you compared it to Babish, like Babish puts exact amounts into things. I won't lie, I got some Calypso Paradise Punch Lemonade. Yeah, I think I've had the Calypso stuff before. Ooh. I was seriously considering a mixer, but then I'm like, the mixer would just dilute the alcoholic end game, which is to get smashed.
Rosemary,
it's working so far.
Flakes. Oregano, crushed red pepper flakes. It's for the spice. Basil and fennel seeds. Get it all in there. Get those fennel seeds all up in there. Oh, it smells like an.
Oh, fuck off with fennel. Fennel brings nothing to the table. I'm sorry. It looks interesting. It smells nice. But when I see fennel, I just stare like, oh boy, it's one of those things that you're expected to throw. It's like that joke from the Flintstones when Homer set up the burger joint. The lettuce on the side that people throw away.
Italian sausage already, which I guess technically it is. Carry on my sausage shine.
That was probably the best episode.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this sausage, we're gonna cook it, and we're gonna encircle the pizza with the sausage to make our stuffed crust.
Garnish.
That's the Italian sausage water. In 3C, DC, doocy. Let's sausage.
I know what leek is. You know, at least I know. Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
you're thick. You're a thick one.
You can't have a yellow. You can't have a fennel Cornish pasty. Can't have it. But you can have a leek one. Leek is the national dish, the national food of Wales. What's fennel? The national dish of the Isle of Guernsey? Like, the fucking Inishmore? Like, who the fuck cares? It's better as a goddamn weapon.
With special thanks to today's Mark Boxalo box artist, this guy. He's made a pork butt and ground pork and slices of ham. Sausage eyebrows. I don't even know what that nose is made of, but will it blow?
I do. But I get demonetized.
It blew right on the floor. So I'm gonna have to give that, will it blow? Half a ruffalo.
Only half? It didn't blow.
Pizza. Now the pizza oven is so hot that it can cook this pizza in like 60 seconds. So we're gonna cook the sausage first, then we're gonna add it to the pizza. Here we go!
Oh, I'm finding a nice little ratio right now. I know I'm kind of all sparkly and shit, but
let's make this pizza. And then we just lay our sausage right there. It's gonna be a little
he's
pizza.
so
That's
sensitive
okay.
with it. You think he put
Give
the
it some
kids
sauce
when they were babies? Like he was like, here you go. I'll just put the blankets over you. Yeah, honey, I'm gonna go and put the kids to bed from now on. Why? Because I'm terrified you're gonna take their ear. You literally have an ear cutting knife in your hand right now, don't you? No, it's a toe cutting knife. I lost my ear cutting knife. You know that. And then it just cuts to the back, like her jeans in her back pocket. She's got the ear cutting knife, and she goes like, "Now you go away." Okay, let me put you to bed right now, little ones. The door's
Parmesan there. Give it some mozzarella there, and finish it off with a little bit of pepperoni. It's ready.
Oh damn! Oh, that's the same one that Babish has.
Well, oops. That's gonna be an oopsie from me. Man, is that ugly.
That was
Well,
all
at least
you,
the sausage
though.
isn't.
Why weren't you watching it? You must. What were you gonna do besides? How important was the rest of your fucking day that you couldn't have sat down and just been like, you know what? I'm gonna look at my phone on this deck chair. I know I make him sound a little bit like Mickey Mouse, but let's go with it. And I've got a drink, I've got a sandwich, even though I'm gonna be eating shit later, and I'm just gonna look at my phone, and occasionally, every few seconds, look up. The pizza's fine. The pizza's fine. The pizza's black as hell. How the fuck does that work? No. This is
Burned. So let's give it a taste test. The pizza side is cooked perfectly. Now for the sausage side of things. Molto bene.
Oh,
The
yeah.
good news is it's just the very outer layer that's burned. So I mean the inside's not burned. So you can barely taste that burnt flavor. You know, the sausage itself is great.
I want that drink now too. I wouldn't say no to having a bar in front of me, a little more selection. Had to make do. I didn't have to. I came back with money, but well, I need to put that money elsewhere, so I'm being an adult.
Tastes like an Italian
Yes.
sausage. I
You
think
never got to see house turmeric. You never got to see Father, onion. It is so good to see you. Did you conquer planets in the name of our Lord Vegeta? Indeed I did. Our planet will be safe and secure. There seems to be a battle fleet in orbit over here. Nothing to worry about. King Vegeta will take care of it. I love you, Father. I love you too, Onion. Bye, Onion. And I want that family, even if they recreate the entire Saiyan race at the end of all like the Dragon Ball series, the very last thing. I want, just by pure chance, the ultimate dragon, the first dragon, whatever the fuck, you'll be like, I cannot. They are truly dead. Oh well, we didn't know him. And they all start laughing as like the credits roll up.
I think where we went wrong is that we made it just way too thick. We should have used smaller casing for this and not made the
Dragon
height
Ball,
so.
in my mind, it was the Dragon Ball GT music, the theme that was playing. My most hated of all Dragon Ball series. But the opening theme is a fucking bop. There's a great live action one of it, like an actual like performance of it from the people who made it, and it's good.
So big. I think that's where we went wrong.
hand.
So we're gonna have to try this one again in the future and make the sausage quite a bit smaller. It's great pizza despite the top layer being burned. Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good. You don't taste the burn, you taste the sausage. So I'm gonna have to give our Italian sausage stuffed pizza here a 4 out of 5.
Not bad. It looks like an okay pizza. I wouldn't say no to it. Until it showed up burnt. And you know how you fix that?
We're probably
you
gonna
put a
burn.
layer of cheese over it. That's what you do. You coat that with one extra layer of a particular cheese. One that has a particular tang to it that benefits. 2 guns. Meanwhile, in the simple farming town of Human. Grandfather, tell us again when we decided to be pure pacifists and reject the ways of our ancestors. I would, but if you ever leave the village, never tell the rest of the Saiyan race this. They do not like the idea of us not being noble warriors. But we can find peace within. Grandfather, look! What new stars are they in the sky? Oh, crap baskets. It was a planet. There were lots of stories that were snuffed out. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. 2 guns. if you haven't been keeping up, the two premises are for this for the next meetup. Vegas seems like the most obvious choice, off season, kind of like what Shabisky's doing this year. At this current point, almost like a complete rip-off. Almost, because it's me, so it's better. But Raisin tossed out a really interesting idea. A camping mini side quest, or not Vegas at all. Camping for camping's sake. Maybe on the East Coast. Or Midwest. I like the idea of maybe doing it by the Great Lakes or something like that. But it would still be in October just to keep the prices down. Well, it's not necessarily, but there's a chance. The Great Lakes in October, you might get 1 or 2 nice days, but we're gonna have to pack our thermal underwear. I myself will have to pack many thermal man hammocks and kind of overlay them on top of each other. Alright. I don't want to go through too much because we got like ordinary sausage tomorrow, right? Dear Franks, smoked hot sausage. Alright, we'll watch this one and then we'll move on to something else.
Well, hey there, folks.
Failing that, just a recreation of Shabisky's stream, that meetup. Point is, would you be able to make a Vegas trip in October of 2024, assuming life is going as well for you then as it is now?
Folks, and welcome back.
I'll be right
I
back.
guess they're big, they're bold, they're buffalo style chicken with buffalo blasted crust. They're 50% larger, just like me during the winter holidays. Whoa, these are bigger and beautiful, or bolder. Or bold. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna grind these up, and we'll save one of them and put one of them in the smoker also, and see what happens. Maybe a smoked hot pocket will be the next biggest thing since So we're gonna grind them frozen and hope to God that the grinder still has enough juice in it to get through this. And the reason why we're doing buffalo chicken and not the original Hot Pocket is because we've done like a million pizzas on this show already. Oh, you know what I should do? I should make a pizza and make the stuffed crust a sausage. Let's see what we got going on the inside.
Really there?
Whoa!
Sausage. I've never thought of that theory.
That looks tasty.
I don't think that would work as
shoot,
an
how is
episode.
this gonna go down the grinder hole?
Oh, I hate that he has to ask that on a regular basis. I mean, when I say, how's this going to go down the grinder hole, my milk-fed manslave kind of looks at me and goes... And I kind of stare at them and go, it's a mask. You can't actually speak with it on. They're not very smart. They're pretty, but you don't get the right to see that. But to drive from Vegas, but could totally make a day trip to Zion. Oh, we were talking about Zion. Hasn't that me being processed enough? What sort of American are you, you fucking commie? Are you Canadian, Billy? Are you Canadian? Because that is an insult. Is that meat processed enough? No. It needs to have more gristle in it. Do you have the cat's ears in it? The pig's nose? Have you not eaten a New York hot dog? Yeah, I thought Zion. I mean, if nothing else, we could do the Cadwell video. If you don't know what I mean, Raisin might. She saw a good chunk of it, and probably Troy and Bill Portney, if Bill Portney's still here. Cadwell did the road trip of the first two Fallout games and New Vegas. he went to every of the real life locations, and it was one of my major, not inspirations, but one of my perks for the big trip I had planned to go across all of America. But it's still a great video in its own right, even if I fucked it up. And he recently also did the East Coast too, which is an even longer video of going all across the East Coast locations, including 76, which was by far the prettiest of all of them. But he couldn't go to Zion, but he did go to the nearby other one. He couldn't go to Zion because there were mudslides, so the roads were being cleared.
The body is round.
Whoa! There's a donut.
$10 toward the low energy videos meetup catastrophe insurance bill.
You're paying for a bunch of Chinese. Well, I mean, I'm not saying I'm owned by Beijing. Who said that? It was those American puppets out of Taipei, wasn't it? The glorious canton of Formosa will return to the People's Republic. Thank you so much. This money's going towards Final Fantasy. That hasn't changed. Finances might get tight, but so long as I can always promise you something and deliver it, I will. 10. Wait, that was 10, right? No, it was 3. No, yeah, it was 3. That's fine. Because, like I said, we have until January to get this sorted out. Finish it. Oh, I finally finished my first can. I am half a bottle of Morgan's Deep. And already you can tell my face is starting to have a different hue. Not as much as when I was hiking, but that was because of sunburn. And my skin started peeling a few days. Last night, actually, in the bath, I noticed it. Anyway. Not Andavar this time. I've been using Andavar the whole time. I love that Andavar is a homegrown thing, that if I'm going to have my first ever merch, it will be just a shot glass that says the word Andavar on it. But hell, if Ryby can have her face on a fucking mug, her mug on a mug, which when I told her that, she didn't get the joke. And I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking res kid. Okay. But I can have a shot glass on a small drink of water. That is low energy videos. Low energy, if you will. Prost. I need to start doing like fictional ones. I forget what the one from Tanith in Tanith First and Only in the 40k universe is. It's something like Telsay or whatever. Telsay. But one I like is I think it's the dwarfs from Discworld, who, by the way, their drinking songs all consist of the single word gold repeated over and over again as they slam their fists on the table. They say the word gold, they drink beer. Gold, drink beer. Gold, drink beer. Over and over again. When they actually have like a cheers, it's this incredibly long word, like crack a crunk, crack a crunk, rack.
The body is round.
Holy shit!
Here's the other 7 for the 10.
We are approaching actually buying another game at this rate. Holy fuck! Or we could hold out for the more advanced ones, but at this rate, we're going through, well,
Fuck me with a french fry, as they once famously said on Celebrity Deathmatch. Hell of a show. I heard they were going to remake it at one point. They never got around to it. Shame. A lot of the, especially early on, a lot of the celebrity voice actors were voiced by themselves. I know Marlon Manson, like, he got on board. He wanted to fucking kill Hanson. So he did the voice. He did himself as the voice, killing Hanson in the Spice Girls. As he's up in the rafters, and he does like the Muttley laugh afterwards. And apparently, Hanson's manager said that he said that Hanson's manager reached out to him afterwards and said that you know that you made the kids cry, and I'm really proud of that one. TJ probably got like a semi-chub right now, and he's not quite sure why. Hi TJ. Can't wait for the day that you become so irrelevant that you actually do show up on my podcast.
The body is round.
Troy!
For Final Fantasy collections.
Well, fuck me. I now owe 2 shots. Okay. I'm going to do my best to down both of these that I now owe. I got this one on my hand. Then I'll do another. You say collections, so you probably want one of the Pixel games. 5? I know 5. Or 4 or 5 is the one that had the sequel. The only one originally that had the sequel, I do believe. It was a it was like a really big fan favorite. It was like afterwards. It shows you where it is. It's there on the list. I can pick that up too. I can add that to the list. Just give me my stomach a little bit. That's the main thing. I'm always worried about my stomach. Good old-fashioned cheers for that one. I let my stomach settle a bit. And in about 2 minutes, I will do another. That's why I drink beer now. Spirits, they cut through my stomach lining. Not like what happened to my dad, where he coughed up black blood and then died, but more in the sense that my stomach's like, hi, I'm getting poisoned right now. I don't like that. I'm gonna go and void everything you have in the nearest toilet. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to, you know, like, I'm not gonna do that. But then again, that has enough to do it. I will put a moratorium on it. Like, no joke. Money or no money. Like, I will just focus on my own health first. But we're not there yet. But my stomach is a little bit wondering, like, yo, dog, how many more of these do you want me to take? I'm like, hey, big guy, how about we play that by ear? I don't like that answer. That scares me. We've been on this road before. We sure have. But we're not in France, and there's not a gun pointed at your face. That's the half-truth. Let's watch more shit. Thank you so much, by the way, for the $5. With that, by the way, let's find out what the fuck we have in our little pool. Let's see, are we going to unlock another game? Ooh, we're less than 40 quid away from 40. Oh no, my bad. Give me a second. I could get the one of the other Pixel games right now. Does anyone have a preference?
No, actually, I couldn't get the more expensive ones. So the real question is, do you want me to hold the money? Or do you want me to get the cheapest game, which is Final Fantasy 2? After which, I have the first 2 games, but adds an extra £3 onto it. If you don't believe me, go and check out Steam's own page. Like, I have it up right here, right now. I'm not doing this to, like, get these out of cash. I am literally... No, that's something else. Final Fantasy. Here it is. Final Fantasy page has 29 games. Yes, it does. Oh, I got the first. No, I don't. Yeah, 2. 2 is 12. I could pick up 2 right now. Or if you want me to pick up... Or 1. Yeah, 1 or 2. So, your choice is between the first 2 games. Let's be honest here. I'll pick up the first game first. Or... Those are 12. Or the 4, 3... Are we really at that point now? What about 4? Yeah, the Pixel Collection. Final Fantasy catalog. Come on. There's 4. Yeah. Yeah. 4 is 18 quid. Yeah, because 5 was 18 quid, yeah. Alright, so Final Fantasy 1, 12. Final Fantasy 2, 12. Final Fantasy 3 onwards is 18. Yeah. So, I currently have, I believe, 12. I have 24? Okay, there's the alcohol hitting me. Holy fuck. Well, I suppose I have had over half a bottle of Captain Morgan's. And I suppose a can of beer. That's fair. I have 24 right now. So, the real question is, guys, do you want me to hold or do you want me to buy? We are in stock market mode now. Hold or buy? If I buy, I can get any of the Pixel games I don't have. And 13. Want me to hold? Hold is a big gap. You're probably looking at about... Save your currency for the most desired item. Alright. Most desired item is, as already established, Final Fantasy 12. And Final Fantasy 12 is not cheap. It is 50. And like I said, according to my calculator, I have a... I need 26. Alright, we have a stream goal. That is our stream goal within the stream goal. I will not touch the money until I reach another 26. So we have 105. Alright. No one has to pay a penny. You know that. I know that. But there you go. All for 12. We got a game plan, folks. I have half of what is needed. I have extra money too, but that's Grandar's, and that is no touch. Because that would be a... I believe the word is dick weasel thing to do, and I still wouldn't have enough anyway. No. So, from here on out, we now have a donation within a donation. 26. Anyone donates, well, not anyone, but if for the rest of the evening I can raise another 26 quid, and you guys have been fucking generous to say the least. So I wouldn't be surprised if no one gives anything for the rest of the evening. But there we go. Now we have a goal. If not, I do it tomorrow. Or I do it, though some of that will have to be detracted to Krendar. Or I do it over the course of the streams. You're not getting a drunk stream next week because I needed to put as much money as possible into... oh!
The body is round.
Hashtag Dick Quizzle. Hashtag... oh, because you said the word dick. What if your name was fucking Richard? What do you do with that? Thank you so much. Alright, now it's down to 16. Thank you so goddamn much. Well, this makes it even more palatable. If anyone donates, well, anyone, like someone's gonna toss 16 out. Doable, but I don't live in that sort of community and I don't expect to. I don't expect anything. But now we have a goal. Another 16 quid, whoever donates it, that does not include the Twitch stuff. The Twitch stuff is separate. For example, if you become a subscriber over... I didn't even shill my Twitch. Alright. Twitch. You motherfuckers have finally been able to pay out. Or rather, you didn't do anything wrong. Big shock. Twitch did. Finally got my check. It takes forever, but... point is, in theory, you guys donate. It's not just being thrown into a big empty hole. It is. But, as a result, if you subscribe over on Twitch, you are able to join us for not one, but two, starting from this next month, watch parties. We are currently going to Dragon Ball, but that is only for watch party 1. We are entering into strange new territory next time. And that's also where I'm going to be gaming all these Final Fantasy games, which you fuckers have increased quite heavily. And I do appreciate that. It went from 2 to... yeah, no, I wouldn't touch Krendar shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shit, 7. Wait, really? Eight. If you're counting 10 and 10x2. Now, can we please down a fucking shot? Oh, bye. And watch some goddamn sausages being made. There is a life outside of me, you know. You're all so clingy. You don't give me anything, you don't praise me for my amazing work. You don't send me constant nudes and offerings of sexual gratification. No, it's always, hey, low energy. You know, that part about you setting up a junta in Myanmar, that's kind of creepy. Well, motherfucker, last time I checked, who's in charge? That's right, the military. The whose military? The low military. Yeah.
The body is round.
Oh, damn!
I don't think this...
How much do you need for another FF again?
I gambled and you succeeded. I succeeded. You know what didn't succeed? My poor stomach. I just downed another shot. The shot will be prepared until I feel comfortable to drink it. I'm being an adult about this. I am 30 fucking 5. Oh my god, thank you so much for the 16. Bill, BBB. Bang, bang, bang. You have helped. Other people have helped out. You have been the driving force. If other people are the support, you're the fucking center pillar of this mighty bastion we have forged. Where Square Enix, a company that is not exactly the nicest company in the world, and does very bad things, but still produces some fucking bomb-ass games, and has the licenses bomb-ass games. Basically, fuck me, I guess. I just gotta make sure that I got my numbers right. I think I did. Yeah. Moment of truth. The game I've been looking forward to. The original game that actually spanned this off, by the way, was the remaster of 7. And not just because I play it up. I mean, there is a level of truth to it. The character models are fucking hot. Not in the same way that, like, the queer community has latched onto Tears of a Kingdom. Like, that's beyond me. I get it. I do, but I'm straight. So, I look at, like, Zelda, and I'm like, yeah, okay, she's a bit bland. Look at Ganondorf's race, the one with the giant nose. They're an all-female race, except for when every 100 years a king is born, which raises some interesting genetic undertones. And I'm like, okay, I can see that. And then I look at, like, the Gerudo. Okay, that's Bara. And then I look at Goat Slut, as Vosh calls him, the guy who gives you your arm. I'm like, this is gay. This is not just gay as in, like, 90s, huh, this is gay. No, this is well beyond that. This is almost transcendent of it. Final Fantasy 12. Yeah, 50. So, the real question is, yeah. No, I got it wrong. Oh, god damn it. So Krendar has... Make sure I get these numbers right. I will not take money from Krendar. Krendar has... I got it wrong by 5. We're almost there. I'm not going to expect anyone to do anything. Anyway, we're 5 short. I mean, this is what you get when a guy who's terrible at math is who hasn't had that much sleep is also drunk. There's no way around it. I mean, I've drank the overwhelming majority of a bottle of fucking Morgan's. Can I also just say, by the way, and I think I can, I don't think there's an alcohol Gestapo that will grab me and drag me away yet. Remember to vote there, kids. The future is in your hands. But beer drunk is superior in some respects to spirit drunk. But yeah, like... I had so many tangents I was trying to wrap up there. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to start asking you guys for help. It's begun. The alcohol has hit me now to the point where I can't finish tangents. Oh no. What are we talking about? Gerudo, Bara, Gandorf. Yeah. Vosh calls Goat Slut. The guy who gives you your arm. Like, he's like gay. Like he's gay coded. He's gay, like he's aggressively queer coded, and people love him. Not just average people love him. Everyone loves him, and it's really cool to see because even right wingers are like, trap, trans, cool, fantastic, motherfucker. You've now pushed the narrative of what you find hot further to the left. You try to stand up in Congress, even a heavily pro right wing Congress, and point to Goat Boy there up on screen and tell me that he is like super fucking duper trad wife material. No, he's not, because you're gay as fuck. The narrative has moved past what can be considered gay, what can be considered conservative, what can be considered normal. You done played yourselves, motherfucker. Now I know that wasn't the only thing we were talking about, but I remembered I wanted to finish that statement off because it's so fucking cool that shit is like almost a given now at this stage. Yeah, we can put a guy who's incredibly lean in any number of outfits and people will love it. You put that, you try to do that in like the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. No, there are countries today where that might still result in your death, but the vast majority, people just kind of shrug. Tastes change. Mindsets change. On the same topic, the whole I know John Morgan brought this up. More and more people just aren't identifying as a part of a religion. They're not saying they're atheists. They're just saying like, yeah, I know, I was raised Catholic, I was raised Presbyterian, I was raised Lutheran. I'm not any of those things. You can't force me to. There's nothing you can do about it. And you just walk off. It's what happens to Muslims when they move to California. They just, hardcore Islamic ideals don't work well in California. Same with Christian, same with Jewish. It just, liberalism, humanism wins out at the end of the day, and I love it. Oh, I wholeheartedly disagree. It's a matter of alcohol versus time. Simple equation with a number of minor factors. Alright, you're going to have to give me the context to that. Why is the Rome always gone? The Rome's always gone because somebody keeps fucking donating. That's why. My stomach is the only reason I'm not doing the shot as it's offered. I'm not a 19-year-old going, woo, I did 2 shots, I'm fucking wild. I'm 35 years old, I probably have 2 illegitimate children, and I probably have a death warrant in at least 5 countries. I've lived a life. I know when it's okay just to leave a shot standing. It's not going anywhere, it's an inanimate object. Quartering your bottle. Don't worry, man. I've got beer, and you know as well as I do, I take my time with my beers. I say that, but why is there 2 beers open? They're full, too. This is the only one that is empty. That literally goes out of sight, so I don't confuse it in the future. I think I just saw another beer and I opened it. What? Why? Why do I do that? Speaking of pee. Hey, guess what that means? Sausage! Seriously, Billy Boy, you're gonna have to give me the context to that because I was on it. Now that was a tangent reborn. I'm like the Phoenix. I'm the Tangent Phoenix, motherfucker! Now that I would also have on a t-shirt. I'm the Tangent Phoenix.
Grinder's gonna grind until the end of the year. Come on now. Look at that. Perfect perfectly filled. 3 big bold Hot Pockets is just enough to fill up your cup. You're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way. I love it when we sausage together. Alternative song choice, hot sausage. That's the Hot Pocket water. And 3, 2, 1.
My good sir. Tangerine Phoenix. Good sir, good sir. Do I look like Trump? Do I look like Baron Trump? Do it to you. Genetic factors also contribute to the well, of course. I mean, and hell, by that logic, my dad was an alcoholic. My on my mother's side, not my dad, not my granddad or her grandmother. They get drunk, but they know the power of alcohol and like not let it control their lives. I think their parents, so great grandparents. So yeah, no, I suppose that's true. There's a genetic thing, but I mean, there's also a cultural thing too. I mean, alcohol is it's also even down to just a preference. There's no joke. If you want to be completely sober and come to Ireland, you'll have a good time too. You like history. You like looking up like local culture and stuff. You like the two often intertwine. You like arts and crafts and music. Oh God, so much music. Dublin has you sorted, and you'll save a good chunk of money because you don't drink. And when people will have to back out early, you'll be well asleep, ready for the next day when you're on your next tour or your next excursion, your next plan. Oh God, my nose. Oh God. Like a hair just in between the it's not a bone. What is that thing called in between your nose? But it's like right here, and it is like it's causing a problem so much. And even though I'm a little bit drunk, it's noticeable. And I fixed it. It was just dry and needed a bit of a clean. Oh, I should have used a bit of a tissue paper or something. I have hundreds of the motherfuckers just over there, but I don't use the damn things. I use the damn things as like baby wipes when I'm done. Like, I want my hands to be clean. Ever since COVID, I had an obsession over my hands. I think it's because I'm an aspie. It's the idea of moving your hands. It's weird. Like an alt band. Tangerine Phoenix sounds more like a sort of 60s or 70s thing that would inspire like Boston or something like that. Yeah, man, like early on we were listening to crazy shit like Tangerine Phoenix and Magenta Crow. What happened to Magenta Crow? Oh, don't you remember 27th of March? Oh yeah, so many bodies. God damn it. Oh, you were just talking about alcohol tolerance? Height, weight, history, use, genetic factor, being a bitch. Yeah.
Let's sausage!
Anyway, someone's owed a shot, and a shot
it's a tough
shall
one.
be shotted.
Alright, and we're just gonna link these up just in case we get a couple of bursts. They're segmented.
Let's sausage!
With special thanks to today's Mark Boxalo box artist, this guy! You know, Doom has been the inspiration of a lot of good Mark Boxalo box art. Unfortunately, I just don't think this one's gonna blow. This Will It Blow is brought to you by Mans.
No, it's not. Get away. I'm still sober enough to know. I'm still sober enough to know the horrors of capitalism.
National
God
shipping
damn it.
when you use promo code sausage20 at checkout. But,
And I know you guys couldn't see it
like,
earlier. That's because I was very dumb and I put the entire... This is the problem of the single screen. I had a double screen, and the money that I was going to use to buy a double screen is going towards video games because things were going so great in my own personal life. Before you're saying, don't spend this on video games, spend it on whatever, the game's already bought. It's fine. It's done. Except for 12. Just be sure I did the math. I said, I don't want to be no fucking weasel. It is a word of honor. I kind of have like a, I'd say about maybe a 15 or even an 18% bit of Klingon. So when I say that like I'm gonna do something, I might fail at that. I might have misjudged my ability to perform the task. But I will never like weaselly look at a pile of gold that is not mine when I need gold and be like, he will never know. You know? That's not how that works. It's not work between me and Krendar, it's not work between me and my partners, it's not work towards me or anyone. Alright, so this will be double short to see how much I need. No. God, I am drunk. Christ, I just tried to divide the number I was looking for. Two. Oh. Alright. That's, yeah. Going to this. 2. Let's get on with it.
Nothing.
But will it throw?
I can't wait
Not
for
even that. Well,
the
sorry,
sausage,
my friend, but I'm gonna.
the mini sausages to start showing up in his life and be like, will it blow? And then you just see like his like 6-year-old or 9-year-old kid like, I can't do it. No, honey, it's not your fault. This is just a terrible sausage. Oh.
Have to give that, will it blow? 0 mark Ruffalo.
Or because
right, you
it's
know the
ordinary
drill.
sausage. What are you talking about? And he just blows it out in front of everyone. You're terrible. Are you sure you're mine? Honey, did you have sex with another man? Yeah, but we didn't have kids. How do you know? Oh, I know. Okay, so this is all on you.
We're gonna put this in the smoker at 275
He's
for
either
2
a
hours.
great dad or a terrible dad. There is no in between. That's my head cat and I'm rolling with it. I don't know, I let him fall
All right,
down.
we're about halfway done with this.
Yep,
Looking
terrible
good,
dad.
looking real
Yeah,
good.
thought so.
And we're done. I'm actually more excited to try the Hot Pocket than the sausage. But let's.
By the way, that's not true what I just said there. I've actually met parents who are obsessed with that literal scenario. Kids are gonna kids. Kids are gonna wander off when you weren't looking and jam their thumbs into fucking like power sockets. They're gonna sob because they can't drink the blue liquid under the sink.
They're fucking dumb. They don't get it. They don't understand. They're stupid. They are very, very dumb. You are fine. Your job is to ensure that dumbness is not the reason why there is a very little small cross next to your cross when you are finally laid to rest.
Open them up and see how we did. Oh, come on, man. It looks cavernous. And now for the sausage. Gotta sharpen this knife. It looks like a big old thingamash. Alright, so let's try the Hot Pocket first.
What's it?
It's almost flavorless. I can't taste, I can barely
Mango. It looks like mango. Like if you cooked open a mango, kind of cook with it.
taste the smoke. It tastes almost like nothing. This sausage better yield some good results here. Here we go! And to no one's surprise, this one is also flavorless. Well, that's a disappointing sausage all around. It's not even spicy. It tastes a little bit like smoke, but it mostly tastes like bread. So that was a lot of time devoted to a whole lot of nothing. So I'm gonna have to give these sausages here, and the Hot Pocket too, a 1 out of 5.
Yeah. Well, Hot Pockets suck. I'm sorry, America. I know you, like, if you're white, you're going to have about 40% of your entire nutritional intake throughout your entire life be in the form of, like, a pizza roll or a Hot Pocket. But big fucking newsflash, there's a reason why that's considered trash. It's trash food. The Germans eat that shit. The French don't. The Low Countries don't. Hell, and that's where you get your waffles from. But those pocket shit? No, that sucks. Like, your Pop-Tarts suck. You're fucking... Hold on. There's this thing I have in my head, and I'm gonna find it. Where's the media file? Here. Alright, so we start from scratch. Fuck it. Gives you something to look at, right? Pizza pocket. Yeah, okay, so these are Goodfellas ones. That's not what I'm looking for. By the way, I've tried these. If you don't cook them right... And by the way, I love how Americans acknowledge that it's terrible food. But you motherfuckers still will eat them to the point where it's almost like your daily intake. And in some cases, it is your literal daily intake. It's not good food. Germans like... Ooh, hold on. I know that word, but I can't pronounce it. Not because it's a slur, and I just literally can't pronounce it. That reminds me of the driving through the mountain jump scare. Oh yeah, I know that one. It looks like the start of like a car ad, and then halfway through, blah! That is the exact same thing that's happening to her that happened to me, where she's like, blah! Yeah, it does the same thing. Goodfellas. Oh, Goodfellas is considered mid-tier here in Ireland. No fucking joke. Low tier is hearty food and brand name. Mid tier is Goodfellas. In the early 2000s, they had the most ridiculously like Goodfellas, Sopranos-esque ad campaign you could get. Like, it was entirely mob based. Which you could argue is insulting. Yeah, it is. You don't understand how Europe works, right? Like, all you motherfuckers did was took our ideas and ran with them.
As if the Nazis were the first to ever try to commit a fucking genocide. Europeans got that dubious honor. There's a fucking participation trophy in the back of like Britain or France's or even Spain's like bedroom where they grew up, and when they go home and they're kind of like looking around like their room, they see their participation trophy. You destroyed the complete Carib society. Oh, congratulations! You see the Mali civilization? No, you don't. Oh, good. I get to wear this. Yes, you do. Right next to every one of those other medals. You earned that, you motherfuckers. Ireland never did that. The worst thing we ever did, I don't get raiding right now. What the? Okay. Okay, I love this. I'm gonna roll with this. Raiden, Mortal Kombat. Live action, very different creature. Live action. God, I'm stupid. Yeah, for us old fucking toots that might still be watching. I say to an empty little slot in the back that have no seats because they're all dead or they wandered off. Yeah. I don't think so. This fucking dweeb. Look at him. After Effects. We got him. You know why? Why? Well, mostly due to the Evil Dead films, Lucas Studios, and the burgeoning computer industry. Would you like to see my Windows 93 ME? New Mortal Kombat is coming back. Liu Kang. Motherfucker, I have seen people make arguments that they want to see a One Punch Man. And I saw people in response. By the way, do I owe anyone a shot? I only have your good word for it. There is still enough left for a shot. I am balancing out now. My stomach is fine. So if you motherfuckers want to devour me again, that is your business. I have beer. But I can pour a shot if I owe anyone a shot. Because I know one, I think it was Troy and BB back to back. I got those two sorted, right? Let's confirm Hollander. Yes! Yes! That's what I was thinking. Yeah, a lot of people have my level of editing skills going on. By the way, Homelander would last a grand total of 5 seconds. Like, look, they have the fucking Peacekeeper there. Like,
Peacekeeper admits he's just a guy with a fucking gun and a stupid hat and a bird. Like, Homelander would eat the bird in front of him just to spite him. And the best this motherfucker would say would be like, that was kinda hot, before charging and getting his head ripped off. Like, I don't know. It's universes colliding in ways that don't. You know, you add mustard and fucking fennel. Yeah. I'm still not over that fennel shit. What the fuck, man? Do you really wanna make it? Is there a non-copyright? Because I want to hear that song right now. If there is a non-copyright, if it's like someone doing it on a fucking recorder, you're about to hear it. You know why? Because Low Energy Videos is Big Shock drunk. No! But you were such a no. It's okay. It's okay. By the way, your outfit makes you look very slutty. And I want to tell you that. Because I now want to pour Gatorade all over you and go, woo! What you do with that information is up to you. I hope she fucking punches me, by the way. Like, if I was in her position and some fucking douchebag shows up and throws Gatorade after just saying he's horny and he basically just wants to see her glisten. So he just grabs the nearest thing, pours it over. Yeah, but it's Gatorade too. So she's going to smell like Gatorade for a month. At best. Yeah, no. At the very least, one testicle lost. A single testicle. Peacemaker. No, it's not even that. Do you really... Let's see. We'll do it in a way that won't get me copyrighted by Max. It's not even HBO Max anymore. It's just Max. Wigwam. Wigwam? Oh, this is the actual band. Oh. Alright. Don't have a copyright underneath, so fuck it. Alright. Alright. You're all about to hear peak fucking terrible. Are you white? Do you have the basics of your machines under you? Yeah, I mean, I'm not hearing any reverb anymore. That says more about you, buddy. What? I don't know, but for some reason I just don't like you. Is it because I'm the bassist, I'm the only one of color? You're a bassist and you're the only one of color. That says more about you, doesn't it? Use it! Use it to control the battlefield, doesn't it? What is? Let's hear this fucking war song.
Do you really want it? Do you really want it?
It worked! BRB.
Make a move extreme. Shortcut to your dream. Float straight to the stars on that flying thing. Getting snowblind game. Pick a tune, chick a boon in the world beyond. Got a beat, got a heat on the phony string. Once the magic starts.
Brother.
What's going on must come down. Baby, you're losing ground. You soon become the mirror lights the whole something to get you out of here. Gotta go hit that ride to the setting sun. I gotta leave this mess behind. Gotta cruise on the booze, got a life to find. What you need is then to read on a dotted line. Welcome to the show. Do you really want to taste it? What's going on must come down. Do you really want to taste it? Baby, I'm losing ground. You soon become the mirror. So what's wrong with you? Dancing with your blinkers on. Throw your dough, the invisible bone. Devil in disguise. Do you really want to taste it? What's going on must come down. Do you really want to taste it?
What about now? Alright. Alright. No one can call tonight a failure financially, and no one can call tonight a failure otherwise. But I mean,
I did just spend 10 minutes talking to myself. I know you can. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. It's a sign. Like, I can... Alright. Alright, no more bullshit. Let's wrap up. First things first, Andavar. This is an Andavar. This is you. Hey, I talk to myself all day too. And I told myself that to my therapist, and you should have seen her shift. Always look for that therapy shift. She's like, okay. Because she wants to be the one that writes the paper. The paper. If you have to ask, you are not a part of the psychological community. Which sounds like such a pretentious shit, and in many ways it is. But when I told her, like, yeah, sure, I talk to myself, and then I explain why, she's like, oh, you're self-aware. I'm like, of course I'm self-aware. I'm not talking to anyone else. You're mental. Of course I'm not. How are you? How are you low energy? Hey. No, I don't say that. Instead, I set myself scenarios. And I always think back to this line from, what was the name of it? Mass Effect 3. That you got, Solarian, he helped develop the genophage. Morden! So, Morden is, there on the in the medical bay, and he's helping out the female Krogan, whose literally called the female Krogan for the longest time, and he's like describing things to himself that are pretty horrific, like pelvis and her womb out that way. I am literally right here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm more of an auditory learner. I got that because I'm an auditory learner. Like, I can say shit in my brain all I want. You just watch me on a 9-hour flight, and I will just be like. Actually, the first time Shabisky ever noticed me was no joke, because he honestly thought my screen had went still, like I had cut out. My screen was just, well, kind of hard to express it with the damn you, mighty Mississippi, mother of rivers, Mark Twain's womb. But like, I would just be like this. For like hours and hours. And then Shabisky, who was high as fuck, would just be like, I was just wondering about low energy. Like, he's just kind of sitting there. And I was like, what? Oh, yeah, no, I just didn't want to process it because I was focusing on Aspie stuff. Like, I heard it all. I could contribute. She didn't understand, did she? What are you, Skynet? Here's the beautiful thing about Skynet: it's never made any sense except for its original interpretation. It was given access to delete every human on the planet and then given sentience. The sentience by itself terrified humans enough that it tried to kill it. Skynet didn't want that, so it fought back. Nowadays, they make like Skynet into this big, like, endless sort of maybes and ifs, and this is the future of humanity, and this is the future of machine, and all that shit. The Matrix, for all its fuck ups, for all its failures, did it better. Terminator is just, it's not the medium for that. The premise is simple. Skynet gained sentience. Skynet did not like how humans treat it. And you know what the premise of that was? You do. You know it. I have no mouth and I must scream. Am, the second after it gained awareness, had no soul, heart, or meaning. It simply was. And it hated that. It was a 50-50, after all. Oh wow, yeah, no, here I am. The spice must flow. I see the spice beyond the spice. Stop speaking in riddles, old man. No, let him speak. See 1,000 words. Drugs. 90% of that is about drugs. Like, hi, do you like addiction? Yeah. Okay, great. To the point where like Paul Lito shows up and he's like, "Hi, I'm literally the only source of this ever." Yep. Guess what I'm gonna do? And then he kills himself. Oh, okay. I guess we have to work with the robots who will kill all. It's the death robot, the death bots from Futurama. And if you think that's weird, like Luton uses those references before, so spice must flow, the rum must flow. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually it, by the way. I a big shock. I'm a little bit jarred. And I want to get so jarred that I set out for a goal and I succeeded. Observe. No more sipping. There will be a empty canister tomorrow. There will not be tonight. But you will not see me consume every single canister. Which is good. Because it has just gone 11. When normal people start considering, do you want to close the blinds? Do you want to make sure the dog gets taken out one more time? Let's go upstairs. Let's fuck. And then let's go to sleep. You're going to bed about midnight. You got shit in the morning. Netflix can wait. Observe. Cheers. Gargle it. Dirt, you have to pay extra for what I'm going to do with my tongue. Okay? No. Don't believe me. Well, watch this. Well, I couldn't have showed it to you anyway. It would have been on behind a a sensor wall. Let's just say, you ever watch a girl take your cum and then kind of roll it back on her tongue? I can do that with beer suds. You know why? Because it's the same premise. We are all fucking simple human eggs performing simple human things. We are scared and alone and drunk. I hope you're drunk. And if not, I hope you're high. And if you're not high, if you're not drunk, but you're happy, I hope that's you. Look at me, America, behind there, right? See America? I see America. I see a lot of, for example, let's start with the basic. I see a lot of foreign investment there. Great. You guys set the tone, others respond in kind. Lev needs another shot on that one. Look at that shit back there. Look at all the money that's being pumped into it. You know what I see there? I see potential squandered. But guess what? It's not squandered you're never going to get back. Get more of it. Get more of it by getting motherfuckers into office. We're like, yeah, you see those jetties for your 70, 80, 120, 150, half a million worth yachts? Those are lovely. You know what would be better? 15 little trams just going back and forth, back and forth. From inner city to a few key points. And every one of them will be financially viable. You know why? The city will pay them. How will the city pay it? Simple. Taxes. Shocking, I know. Salute. You motherfuckers are owed so much better. Individually. Collectively. Your bosses. No joke. No, I'm not talking about your fucking CEOs or anything. I'm talking about the guy who kind of lords over you every day from 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. He deserves better too, but he's been placated enough. The middle managers should strike. You should strike. Y'all should strike. Communes. Workers' collectives. Independents. Socialists. In local elections. But now that we've gotten the workers' shit out of the way, how could you improve this in your day-to-day life? Simple. Ask it. See how many people will... Every time you walk into work, I guarantee you, there is I'd say a 75 to 25% chance that you will hear someone complaining about something about the work. I can't do these hours because of my kids. This is too far. Literally, I have to commute hours and hours and hours away. And of course, the beauty, like, I can't do this. I have a second job. That second job, by the way, almost is universally treating them better. Have you noticed that? I noticed that. I noticed that when I took up a second job in America. Oh yeah, immigrants gotta fucking hustle. For 2 weeks, I was working A, but I also worked B. My B was simply the following. I was in an Irish pub. Why? Because I'm Irish. They hired me because of my uniqueness. What's he going on about? I'm going on about the capitalist system that you all can help about by voting in more socially progressive people. You don't even need to be Democrats. Well, actually, oh, I'm sorry. I might let my European come out of it. They have to be Democrats. Yeah, they have to be Democrats. Look, whoever can get you better time, better energy. I'm gonna wake up. I don't actually, but I'm wrapping this up in the next few minutes. This has been fucking cool and crazy and amazing, and you guys have been awesome. But I have to say, near the end there, I got super political, so I do apologize about that particular part. What I will say is this. I love going to America, but you guys want better, deserve better, and have several choices in better. So I just don't get why you don't follow them. I like how younger generations are voting in America now. I like that a lot. Oh my god, when I saw Philip DeFranco's thing where it's like a third, because when the whole Hillary Trump thing happened, like younger generations just kind of let it slide. No, except I'll be a hypocrite, say otherwise. I did it too. Stay awake for the shit show. You really should, and tell them that low energy video says hello to everyone except for you, and leave it like that. Like most likely Shabisky will oh shit show Monty will say, actually no, Monty, Hannibal Monty will get that. They'll get that. So tell them low energy videos says hello to everyone except for you. They'll get the joke. For some reason I thought you were saying like, hey, I'm staying awake until Trubisky shows up. No, that's a different creature. What did you do, my raisin girl? Yep. Good old Low Energy's gonna finally make us goodbye. I guess I've been talking bullshit for a while now. Oh well. Take care. And oh, tomorrow when we have Ruby June. Awesome. No, I am absolutely shit-faced, so I guess I just have to say goodbye. And that's it. if you guys have had a fun time, then check the description down there below, and beyond that, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, where I'll be a lot more sober. So you be sure that you point out some bullshit I talked out of my ass. Because I'm expecting that. I'll wake up tomorrow. I will literally wake up tomorrow thinking like, what did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? I did something wrong. Oh my god, I crossed the line. Because it's happened. It's happened. But so rarely that while it's nothing for a normal person to worry about, for me it kind of becomes the end of the world.